and welcome back to Trunkie and Branchie's YouTube channel, the YouTube channel where we hope to leave you something of value, where we hope that you'll be able to apply the errors and mistakes that we make in our life and the good things that we do in our life and apply them with good and great wisdom in your own, to be able to free up time and money and resources for your family and for the world around you. So, last time we talked about income sources here in Sweden. We also earlier talked about expenditure in Sweden and taxes in Sweden, a lot of stuff like that. Today we're gonna fiddle a little bit more with the incomes just to play around with it. We also have given up all hope of actually staying within the 10 minutes that I initially said. So we'll see what we end up on. I hope to keep it short. It never has so far, so let's see what happens. All right, let's carry on then. So we're gonna look at the Excel right now, and we have the supervisor pay, the very good supervisor pay, and we have the promotion here as well, and we have a lot of empty income sources. Income sources can vary a lot, and if you look at the Papa column here, you see that I've listed some examples. You have the salary, where you actually give your time to an employer in exchange for money. You have stock dividends, we'll get into that a little bit later. We have rent income, we have royalties and provision on books, music, bad YouTube channels and stuff like that. You can also get provision on inventions. Make sure that you have a patent for your inventions. I am certain that each one that is watching here, you have a unique idea in your mind, an invention that is waiting in your mind that will make you money. Just make sure that you patent it in your country and make sure that you patent it internationally, all right? Because there is a lot of Filipino inventions that are out there on the market earning money, but not for the inventor, okay? We have a lot of stolen Filipino inventions around the world, okay? So make sure that your invention is protected, otherwise you won't see a single centavo of it, okay? So let's carry on. We are going to check now here on the table down here, where we are actually showing if we save a certain amount of our surplus after we paid for food, rent, taxes and all that. If we save 5% of that, how many years would it take us to reach a level where we can live off the interest rate of a bank account? Alright, so if we say 5% of our surplus, let's say 10, because 10 is a normal thing that economists say on TV, and they say, oh, you need to save 10%. How many years would it take for you to reach financial freedom, financial independence? Well, 303 years. Good luck with that. Good work. Alright, so 10% doesn't cut it. If we save 100% of our surplus, what would that mean? Well, it would mean 30 years. 30 years, okay. We'll be older, our health accounts will start getting higher and higher expenditures there. But it's still manageable. You still have life, you still have time, you still have energy. So 30 years, that's okay if we save 100% of our surplus every month. That would be a kind of a boring life unless you actually have budgeted that you are going to have like a hobby account, which you count as monthly expenditures. So probably 90 to 70% will be reasonable. But for the sake of this video, let's play around with 100%. We're really disciplined, okay? Good luck, very good work. So, 30 years. Let's see how we can cut this down. Let's start with stocks. Dividends. Probably spelled wrong. Anyway, we get a little bit. We don't get too much. We get 250 kronor per month in dividends. Here in Sweden, I use Avanza. There are other. I was not allowed to start a COL account actually. I don't know why. I don't remember. It's a few years back. So let's see here. That changed nothing. Nothing.
Silence.
need to get more income. Let's say we wrote an ebook. It was fairly popular. It's downloaded now and then. Let's write a book here. It gives us 50 kronor. We got a nook? No, no nooks here. Only books. 50 kronor per month. Still changed nothing. This is too little, okay? This is way too little. Say that we loaned out money. Let's write loan. We loaned out money to friends. They are actually paying 10% interest on it, and that gives us about 1,000 Swedish kronor per month. Now something happened. We dropped a year. That is good. It's moving. Say that you invested in a few friends. Most of them didn't make it with their businesses, but one actually did. And you have a written deal, a signed deal with that person that gives you a certain percentage of his income, and this gives you an additional 1,000 Swedish kronor per if I write it in the right box, it will actually be, let's write special here, special with special spelling. 1,000 Swedish kronor per month. Then we're down to 28 years. We're getting good. Let's hit a big one, rent. You take your house, you divide it into two, like that, and you get a rentee. Now, with a rentee, there comes costs. You cannot be certain that the individual will take care of your apartment, so we have additional damages, we have water, we have electricity, we have sewage, we have garbage, we have all those expenditures. Not gas here in Sweden, but heating we have here in Sweden. And after that, you earn 2,500 per month. What happened now? 26 years. 26 years, that's okay. And then we can fill out other things, but let's stop here. 26 years, we cut 4 years out of our plan just by adding little each month. So we cut away 4 years. None of these amounts are actually large. Some of these you can increase quite a bit, in particular the rent and the loans. You can probably loans try to keep friends out of it, okay, because it can get ugly. But the rent particularly you can increase. And the dividends you definitely can increase. If you're a good gambler, then you can increase this very well. All right, but let's go up to Bravo 5. Bravo 5 is the target sum that you need to be able to get enough saving interest to be able to cover your expansion, the definition of financial independence. Now, we have the lowest right now, the lowest interest rate in Sweden at the time of making this video. Now, in the Philippines, you have higher interest rates, pero delicato. Why? Yeah. In the Philippines, they do something that is not normal here in Sweden. They take a maintenance charge on your account. So just by having a bank account, they pull money each month from you. Okay, they do that here in Sweden too, but it's not visible. So what they do here in Sweden is that the bank, before they even sell you a deal, they calculate we will need this much each month from the bank account, and then they calculate the interest rate after that in the Philippines. You need to do that yourself. So you need to look at how much they will pull every month of it, and then check the interest rate, and then see what the real interest rate is after they pulled it. You have bank accounts up to 4% savings interest rate, and the lowest one was at 0.60, which is really good. If you can get a savings account for 4%, that is amazing. But if they pull 150 pesos each month, then they might actually be pulling more than the interest you're getting. So this is dangerous, and you need to check it. Here in Sweden, they only do that on accounts that have 0 interest rate. Then they will pull money each month, and it's like 150 pesos or something like that. 35 kronor. Is 35 kronor? Let me see here. 35 kronor is 180 pesos. Okay, so that's a 0 interest rate. But if you have an account with a savings interest rate, they have, with very few exceptions, they have already baked it into the package. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? Well, this target sum is quite high, and we're not getting much money back to ourselves. So let's walk around, let's meet the bank people in person, bring a friend that is really good in economy, and sit down and talk with them. And after a while you manage to negotiate a deal, and let's say that we didn't get 1.2%, which is the highest in Sweden right now when I'm making this video, but we got halfway up. So we got 85, 0.85%. So 85, 0.85. Look what happened with the target sum. The target sum went down from 6.6 to 3.1 million Swedish kronor. That is amazing. That is amazing. Let's see how that did with our years. 12 years. 12 years, alright? Instead of 30 years of saving, we're talking about 12 years if you save 100% of your surplus. And if you are saving 60%, it's 18 years. 18 years, that's doable. That is doable. So, negotiate with your bank. Have side income. And just keep at it. We're gonna briefly just touch on stocks. Stocks have better return on investment than bank accounts have, but once again, dangerous, delicato. All stock trade is gambling. All right, it is gambling, but it has better risk, better success chances than taking the lottery, for example. If you were to win 3 million Swedish kronor in a lottery ticket, 16 million pesos in a lottery ticket, that is about the same statistical chance of getting hit and killed by lightning. That is not good odds. But stocks, they have about 5% over 50 years. And that is reasonable. In this calculation, we have we have assumed that 5% is the average development over 50 years with inflation. So in the calculation, I put 4% because I like to have margin. But if you look at Bravo number 10, the box Bravo number 10, you see that the sum, we needed 3 million in the savings account. Here we only need 1.2 million in stocks. That is 6 million pesos in stocks to be able to live off the growth of your. Here you don't get interest rate. Here you get growth, company growth. And the company growth then also brings in a concept that is called safe withdrawal rate. Look up other financial independence YouTube videos. Choose FI, the Mad Fientist, Bigger Pockets. You have a lot of them. So check them out. They're really, really good. You can really, really improve your life by listening and applying the lessons that they teach. But what I need to say here is, when you're doing stocks, consider it lost money. That's what me and Branchie does. We do consider it lost money, because that will take away a lot of anxiety that is regarding stocks trade. And also notice that me and Branchie, we do buy and hold. We don't do day trading and stuff like that. We do buy and hold, and we consider it lost money until we're retired. So for example, now with the corona crisis, I took a nosedive with 24% of my stock value just poof into nothing. But it didn't worry me. It didn't worry me at all, because in my mind, the money that I put into the stocks were already lost. They didn't exist in a way. And that feeling actually paid off now, because my stocks are on the rise again, and I almost gotten back everything that I lost. So keep in mind that this is gambling in a way, and it can make you a lot of money, but it can also lose a lot of money. So back to the very famous "don't put all your eggs in one basket" illustration. Don't do it, okay? But applied wisely, you could use this as an additional income, and that you need to research with other sources that has learned this in a better way than me and Branchie have done. So thank you for listening for today. Today's video was a bit shorter. I'm gonna try consciously to bring them down to a size which you actually might enjoy. So Thank you for watching and welcome back. Welcome back. I hope that this has really given you something to think about, something to apply, and I pray that this will give you more freedom and more resources to use in your life for your future. Inget.